Welcome to the DCTV News at Noon program. I'm Kelsey Kiesling.
And I'm Kendra Cook. Dolores County Broadcasting Network is the producer of DCTV with support from the Southwest Colorado TV Translator Association.
If you have a news topic or event you'd like to see covered, give us a call. The studio number is 677-4119.
Today's show runs Tuesday at noon and is uploaded to our YouTube channel and our DCTV News at Noon Facebook page to watch on demand. Today is May 14th, 2019. And now the news at noon.
Reported by the Cortez Journal, a man suspected of shooting at an occupied parked car in Dolores, then fleeing, was arrested and detained Friday by Montezuma County Sheriff's Office deputies. Dustin Ray Wall, age 30, was taken into custody at a residence on County Road T and charged with attempted second-degree murder for a shooting that occurred April 26th on 2nd Street in Dolores. The victim was uninjured. In a court appearance Monday, Wall was issued a $100,000 cash-only bond by Montezuma County Judge Jenny Lynn Lawrence. Lawrence also issued a protection order prohibiting Wall from any contact with the reported victim. According to the arrest warrant and the witnesses, the day of the shooting, Wall allegedly drove a white pickup alongside a Chevy Impala occupied by a man he knew and fired 2 shots from a handgun. La Plata County Sheriff's Office deputies provided backup during the arrest of Wall. Nowlin said Wall's next court appearance is May 29th at 2 p.m. for filing of charges.
Reported in the Durango Herald, photos Mary Shin. Drones can change how farmers detect disease, look for pests, and manage water and fertilizers, ultimately allowing them to save money. Quote, "They are pretty amazing toys," said Steve Miles, as his drones hovered hundreds of feet in the air to the amusement of the crowd gathered for Farm to Field Day at the Old Fort south of Hesperus. Miles was among several experts and drone pilots who shared novel uses for drones in agriculture and public land management during the event Monday, focused on agriculture management equipment and services. Drones can save producers time in a variety of ways by helping them see problems earlier than traditional methods, Miles said. Video footage and photos gathered by flying above a crop can help determine where irrigation systems are not delivering water, where fertilizer has not been spread, or where wildlife have damaged the field, said Miles, a member of the advisory board for the High Desert Conservation District in Montezuma County. For example, when a center pivot irrigation system is broken, it can leave behind dry patterns that are easily visible in aerial footage but might be time-consuming to detect on foot, he said. Drones with infrared light and near-infrared light sensors can help farmers detect diseases and pests 10 to 14 days ahead of the naked eye, said Blair Least, owner of Raptor Visual Imaging, a La Plata County company. The early detection can allow a producer to address the problem before it can spread, which means it will require less investment to fix, he said. A drone can also be programmed to fly over every foot of a piece of property so that the images it collects can be stitched together into a single map, he said. The highly detailed maps of property elevation help farmers plan, such as where to install new irrigation to ensure that water is going to flow properly.
From the Cortez Journal, a man died in a motorhome that caught fire south of Cortez about 1:30 a.m. Sunday, according to Montezuma County Sheriff Steve Nowlin. Patrick Goddard, age 63, was found dead after a fire engulfed the vehicle he was living in at 21455 County Road F. His dog also died in the fire. Propane space heaters used in the 1978 motorhome are the suspected cause, he said. Foul play is not suspected in autopsy, and Goddard is expected this week. Neighbors woken by explosions, likely from the propane tanks, reported the fire. Goddard was a longtime resident of the area. Nowlin said his relatives have been notified. The Cortez Fire Protection District and Montezuma County Sheriff's Office responded to the scene.
From the Durango Herald, photos Jonathan Romeo. Law enforcement made a large response Monday to a home a few miles north of Ignacio, where a person was found dead inside the residence. La Plata County Sheriff's Sean Smith and authorities received a call around 11 a.m. in the 400 block of County Road 509. Deputies arrived to find a deceased person. Smith said he could not identify the deceased person, the manner of death, or release any other information about the incident as of Monday evening. This is very fresh, obviously, and I can't say much, he said. The Sheriff's Sheriff's Office requested the aid of the Colorado Bureau of Investigation, Smith said. CBI investigators are expected to arrive Tuesday, at which time more information may be available. It's an interesting situation, and we're still trying to determine the facts, he said. We'll be on scene for an extended period of time with this investigation. At least a half dozen law enforcement vehicles were at the scene Monday afternoon. The driveway was cordoned off with yellow police tape. The rest of the county road was open. A number of Sheriff's Office deputies were seen walking in and out of the home and going through the contents of a truck.
According to the Cortez Journal, a memorial service is planned for a student hailed as a hero for tackling one of the two teenage gunmen who attacked his suburban Denver school. A celebration of life will be held Wednesday at Cherry Hills Community Church in Highlands Ranch for 18-year-old Kendrick Castillo. Castillo and his two classmates have been credited with helping thwart the attack by charging at one of the shooters in a classroom. Castillo was a member of the school's robotics club who loved to tinker on his projects and worked part-time at a manufacturing company. He was set to graduate days after he was killed. Formal charges are expected to be filed against the suspected shooters on Wednesday. The last student, still hospitalized after being wounded in last week's school shooting in a Denver suburb near Columbine, was released from the hospital over the weekend. And now let's take a look at the weather.
So it was a hot day yesterday, really beautiful out there, and we'll expect that again for today. Tuesday, sunny with a high near 76 degrees, which usually means it'll feel hotter than that here. East-southeast winds 5 to 10 miles an hour, becoming west-southwest in the afternoon. Tonight, mostly clear with a low around 47 degrees. West-southwest winds continue at 5 to 10 miles an hour. Then again for Wednesday, sunny with a high near 77 or more. Those winds may pick up a bit, starting east-southeast at 5 to 10 miles an hour, and then becoming south-southwest 10 to 15 miles an hour in the afternoon, with gusts as high as 25 miles an hour. Wednesday night, partly cloudy with a low around 49 degrees, south winds 10 to 15 miles an hour, and into Thursday, mostly sunny with a high near 74 degrees. But Thursday's story is more of the wind factor, breezy with a south wind 10 to 15 miles an hour, then increasing to 20 to 25 miles an hour in the afternoon, and wind gusts on Thursday could be as high as 35 miles an hour, and it might be even a good day to weed whack and have the clippings blow away. Just a thought if you position yourself in the right wind path. And then we have a 20% chance for Thursday night showers after midnight, mostly cloudy with a low around 43 degrees and still breezy. Significantly cooler for Friday. Again, a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms, also possible in the afternoon. Partly sunny with a high near 58 degrees. Friday night, a slight chance of rain showers after midnight, mixing with, yes, I'll say it, possible snow after 2 a.m. But we aren't looking at any freeze warning right now, with mostly cloudy night skies, a low around 36 degrees, maybe a bit chilly for some spring plants, but it will be short-lived, as Saturday is looking for a mostly sunny day with a high near 59 degrees. Saturday night, partly cloudy and a low around 40, and Sunday, partly sunny with a high near 62 degrees. Sunday night, mostly cloudy with a low around 41. And now, back to the news.
From the Cortez Journal, law enforcement from around southwest Colorado honored their fallen in Durango this week, recognizing people in the past century who gave their lives in service to their communities. Dozens of police officers, sheriff's deputies, and tribal law enforcement paraded up Main Avenue on Saturday to the amphitheater at the Durango Community Recreation Center for a ceremony recognizing more than half a dozen law enforcement officers who died in the line of duty in southwest Colorado. State Patrol Captain Adrian Driscoll, Durango Police Chief Bob Bramer, La Plata County Sheriff Sean Smith, and Southern Ute Division of Gaming Investigator Gilbert Perales accepted roses and banners in remembrance for each of the fallen. Seven officers fired rifles 3 times in recognition of the dead. Derek Campbell, a deputy with the Bayfield Marshal's Office, said it was good to see members of the community at the memorial service. It shows people care, he said.
From the Durango Herald, photos Silverton Single Track Association. In the hopes of making Silverton a mountain biking destination, a new plan has been released that proposes nearly 30 miles of trails, mostly geared towards mountain biking, just outside the small town in the San Juan Mountains. Quote, as trails are developed and mileage increases, visitation from residents and regional trail users will increase, the conceptual plan states. Called Baker's Park, the trails plan is a creation of the Silverton Single Track Society and the International Mountain Biking Association, an advocacy group for mountain biking. The Silverton Single Track Society is a regional chapter of the IMBA. Of the roughly 30 miles of trail, the plan proposes about 24 miles for shared use between mountain bikers and hikers. About 6 miles would be one-way trails specifically for mountain biking, and trails would cover beginner to advanced terrain. The trails would be located in an area just north of town, known locally as Storm Mountain and Boulder Mountain. The construction of the Bakers Park Trail system will provide some much-needed mileage of shared-use trails for hikers and bikers, as well as mountain bike flow trails that are rapidly growing in popularity. Calling mountain biking tourism a, quote, sustainable, renewable source of economic development, the plan highly touts the economic impact boosting mountain biking in Silverton would have on the local economy, which is reliant on tourism. It estimates same-day visitors spend about $35 a day in a community, while, quote, destination visitors spend almost $200 a day, mostly on lodging and food. While mountain bicyclists are certainly willing to travel to ride, they will only do so if their destination contains a key ingredient, high-quality trails, the plan says. These trails must be of a sufficient length and contain a variety of experiences, such as traditional single-track, bike-optimized single-track, bike parks, and shuttle options. The competition for these destination quality locations is slowly increasing over time. The plan would need approval from a handful of agencies depending on where the trails are located, including the Bureau of Land Management in San Juan County. It's not a done deal, as concerns that the proposed biking network would cut through the heart of prime elk habitat, which is raising issues. Silverton Single Track Society President Clemens Brainer said in a news release that the project hopes to break ground in the spring of 2020 and is expected to be completed in 3 years. The first 2 phases of the project, which cover 20 to 25 miles of trail, could cost $720,000 to $1,475,000. Recreational visitation to Silverton has increased in recent years as future trails are cataloged by the BLM and Forest Service. The town of Silverton has come out with a sort of wish list for future trail systems to be included in the process. The plan is heavy on mountain biking after the last effort for trail planning in 2004 failed to address that sport.
From the Cortez Journal, elected leaders in New Mexico's most populous county on Friday pledged $100,000 in behavioral health tax revenues to help asylum seekers as officials in southern New Mexico sought more volunteers to help with the ongoing surge of migrants. More than 100 migrants were released by U.S. Customs and Border Protection in Las Cruces on Friday, adding to the growing strain on resources in that border community. Meanwhile, another 500 migrants were taken into custody in less than 24 hours along the border in southern New Mexico. The U.S. Border Patrol says a group of 218 migrants from Central America was spotted at the Antelope Wells port of entry after midnight Thursday. A second group of 302 people was reported before midnight just east of Mount Cristo Rey near Sunland Park. Officials there have put out a call saying the need for fresh volunteers and donations was urgent. Battalion Chief Michael Daniels with the Las Cruces Fire Department, who is leading the Dona Ana County City of Las Cruces Emergency Operations Center, said the drop-offs by federal authorities have been continuous and the numbers are increasing.
The Dove Creek Chamber is asking for help fundraising for the 64th Pick and Hoe as we are on a countdown with around 50 days to go. Expanding on the royalty concept, we need to tap into the entire community to help with any small amount of creative fundraising you can think up, thus the new Entrepreneurs for P&H. There are 6 categories: juniors ages 5 to 10, youth 11 to 18, adult 19 to 40, and senior 41 and up, and then also family category and general group teams. Similar to the royalty, each individual or group will develop a fundraising business plan, everything from bake sales to chance drawings, car washes, or asking for local sponsorships to organize games. Who doesn't want to run a washers game to raise money for the Pick and Hoe? Or come up with some other way to raise funds to keep the Pick and Hoe going in 2019. Everyone is thankful for any little bit of help the community can muster together. You can simply donate directly, participate in the DC Chamber's chance drawings with ticket sales to be available around town, or participate in the Entrepreneur Fundraising Project. On July 4th, we encourage you to host a car side-by-side side-by-side or float in the parade, promoting your supporting sponsors. At the Weber Park opening ceremonies, we will acknowledge the top performers in each category with a prize. Chance drawings can also be selected at the same time. The Pick and Hoe is a tradition on Independence Day to celebrate our volunteer fire department and the success of our farmers and miners. Let's get creative and generate the funds needed to pull off a successful event. It's all about Dove Creek as a community, quote, bringing it together for 2019.
According to the Durango Herald, Barefoot Durango, a clothing and household goods shop, will open next week in a space formerly occupied by Schlotzsky's, a sandwich shop in the 800 block of Main Avenue. All evidence of Schlotzsky's counter and kitchen have been replaced with a rustic interior and goods such as shirts and hats branded with the Colorado and Durango names. The shop is the latest location for Barefoot Athletics, a Texas-based company that also prints custom apparel, said Matt Copeland, who co-owns the business with his brother Michiko.
Today's High Canyon Country happenings. May 15th and each Wednesday is now Industry Night at Wild Edge in Cortez to celebrate all of you wonderful people who make the service industry in our area so amazing. If you work at a restaurant, bar, brewery, distillery, cidery, winery, or hotel, etc., bring in a pay stub or business card Wednesday nights for $1 off all beverages. Then on May 17th, Space Between Shadows will be performing at the Wild Edge Brewing Collective in Cortez. SBS is an acoustic electronic duo from Durango, Colorado, blending soulful folk and digital sounds. Come groove with them on May 17th from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. And May 18th and 19th, Obie's Angels Rescue is holding their second annual yard sale in Dolores. Come out and shop at their second annual yard sale. All proceeds will go to their not-for-profit organization and will help save animals in need. The Obie's Angels residents will of course be there, as well as are ready to find their perfect forever homes. Saturday through Sunday, it runs from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. again in Dolores. And all of the happenings are posted on our DCTV News at Noon Facebook page, along with the YouTube replays, weather, original stories, and local posts. To share your event or information, you can contact us by email, dcbnnews@gmail.com, or call the station 970-677-4119.
Thanks for tuning in. News at Noon airs at noon Monday through Thursday and then is available online on our YouTube channel and our DCTV News at Noon Facebook page on demand.
Be sure to like us there on Facebook and join in on the news of our area, and of course, please share it with a friend.
For Kendra Cook with DCTV and the News at Noon program out of Dove Creek, USA, I'm Kelsey Kiesling. Thanks for watching.